Welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Advice, thoughts, and stories from a married couple on cybersecurity, technology, and life in general. Now here are your hosts, Didi and Lital.
Hello and welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. What's up, Didi? What's up in sports?
Didi's Sports Report.
So much has happened in sports.
So much has happened.
So last time, producer Dave and I were just post us going again for a lineman with short arms, which is like I have like no idea why they're doing that. They took the worst lineman in that draft. There was like 7 of them.
I think so.
They took number 7.
Yeah.
And as people say, oh, you should be very optimistic. You don't win the draft. You win in February. If you don't win in February, there's no winning the draft. You don't win in June.
Yeah, now we have 2 T-Rexes on the offensive line.
Exactly. And a lot of this has to deal with Mike Vrabel's loose pee-pee. Because now it's very clear.
We're back at the topic.
We never left. Nobody left
It
it.
won't die. The Page 6 in New York is keeping it alive, and others, TMZ, and it's like they love this stuff.
Look, she's hot and she's fucking a bear.
Right. It's like going to the zoo. Check it out.
Exactly. So everybody's obsessed with that. Also, it does raise very important questions of like the ethics of the AJ Brown story, because she started running the AJ Brown story. Is this related or not related to the Patriots? The Patriots cheating, would that be something new?
Right.
Exactly. Not exactly a track record. So the Patriots are back in the news. Stefon Diggs is innocent, which I'm actually not surprised. I see him more like a pink bag of drugs guy than the Antonio Brown.
Than a violent kind. Yeah.
He looks more like a chill guy of, hey man, I want to have like 6 girls with 6 kids.
Yeah.
I think he had Cardi B and his mistress and 2 others having kids at the same time.
Yep.
That seems more like Stefon Diggs to me than.
You can have him back if you want.
I would love to have him back.
I would too, actually. Why not?
Yep.
Get him and Romeo Dobbs in there and AJ Brown. There's room for everybody. Come
exactly. We need people that we have a quarterback that can throw. How about we have a receiver that can catch?
What a thought.
Yes. Would the thunk that, as somebody said.
Yeah.
The Bruins have ruined it for me again. Jim
You
Mario,
went to see it live.
yes, I got a suite in the garden. Having a suite in the garden is the way to see things.
That's the best.
It's the best.
One of the lessons I taught my son when he was a young man, I said, if I teach you anything, it's when someone offers you seats in a luxury box for anything, you say yes.
Exactly. That's a conversation we had with Ron, because we had to hit him over the head. We sent him to talk to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend said, "Of course, we go to the luxury box." The reason I got this is Matt, my partner, is a Sabres fan by family. His wife is from Buffalo, so we went to see the Sabres game. It was tons of the experience itself was tons of fun. The game was wet fart in the definition of wet fart. This was
And that's without me being there, because I had to be in New York for a
we were
conference.
absolutely sure it's because Lital.
Usually when I come, they
get thumped. If anybody,
I didn't show up, so I tried to help with not showing up.
You tried.
It didn't help.
You tried really hard.
The situation is so bad that me not being there didn't even make a difference.
And by the way, proved how good Swayman is. If you need proof that Swayman was very good this season, was the fact that game was not 15-1.
Yeah.
Because the fact is that their power play basically scored 1 goal for the whole series, and they scored like 3 on Montreal in one night. So clearly, he did a very good job. The team did not do a good job.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah,
and Bruins didn't take enough.
Exactly, like 3 shots to 19. That's not winning strategy. But all of this is forgotten. You know why?
Why?
Because of the worst choke job in NBA history.
Oh man,
I always think, can they do any worse? And then they show me that they can.
What do you think it is if you have to pick one thing? Is it coaching, play style, or they just the character of the players? I don't know.
I think it's the fact that our number one star lacks testosterone.
Tatum or Brown?
Yes. No, Brown is a man. Brown is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tatum is a wuss. Even since he came back, the whole kind of sound, the way that they carried themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how they came into the offseason. They went from a team that was very gritty and was scruffy and willing to fight. They went into the Tatum sissy team again.
Yeah, they look totally different.
Exactly, and that's your core problem. He has what was Karl Malone? I don't remember who was that guy that was a superstar, but whenever he came to a team, the team started being worse.
Probably, I don't think it was Karl Malone, but I know what you mean. Yeah. It's it should have been, at the time I said, it's going to be great. You're getting back an all-star. You're getting back an MVP candidate. And some people said, I don't know, it could mess things up. And surprisingly, they were right, I guess.
Yeah, it completely killed the chemistry. And by the way, if you want to see the difference between hockey players and basketball players, Tatum set Game 7.
Yeah.
Arvidsson had a punctured lung, had like 3 broken ribs and a punctured lung, and he was already trying to skate back. Zadorov was skating with no MCL. Who needs an MCL when you're 6'7"?
It's the playoffs.
When you're 6'7" and you weigh 280.
Right.
Who needs that knee thing? Even Lindholm, we have the Lindholm twins. One was skating on a broken foot, and the other one had more herniated discs than I have. And both of them were skating. And this shows you the difference between hockey players and basketball players. But basketball player, my elbow hurts a little bit. I'm going to sit a Game 7 out.
Could you be thinking of Stephon Marbury? He was the T-Wolves. He went to the Nets, and they promptly sucked. And then he went to the Knicks, and they promptly sucked.
No,
not him. Okay.
Not him. But
Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard?
Could
no,
be.
Maybe.
Could be.
All right, whatever.
Anyways, that's our sports update, and of course,
Dark days.
And of course, we fired Cora.
I know. Although I'm not sure about that one. They're not playing that bad right now. But
if you look at their level of talent to their level of play to the amount of money we're paying them,
it's true.
So
I liked Cora.
Yep.
Yeah. Dark days in Boston.
It is. Maybe the Pats will save us.
Yeah.
Next year.
Vrabel keeps it in his pants.
Season.
Who cares? He can keep it out. Nobody here will fire him. He can
Apparently not. Yeah.
He can always say, you know what? I was just visiting Orchids of Asia.
It worked once. It worked again. Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
So, should we bring the little visual that I sent in a group yesterday as a way to kind of start the conversation? So yesterday I saw a tweet that immediately reminded me of Dennis and Didi. I think it was a tweet by the CEO of HubSpot that was retweeted by Elon. And it's, take it, Didi, for those that, listen to us without seeing the visuals that producer Dave will pull later for everyone.
So the visual was a spiraling up graph of said unkind truth, unkind truth, unkind truth. The more unkind truth you give, the better the company becomes. It has like a small dip. And
it's
then
basically company outcomes, time. And one graph you have giving unkind truth, and each one of them is taking the company up.
So this is an important part. It has a dip and a rise, a dip and a rise, a dip and a rise.
And then the opposite.
The kind lie has a small rise and a dip, a small rise and a dip. And this is an important thing to when you think about it. It is important to look at the dip and the up, the dip and the up, and the going back up and the dip and more. So a kind lie gives you immediate satisfaction.
Boost to the morale. Everybody's happy.
Exactly. But
we all worked on this project, and
we all worked so hard. This is the most important thing. We worked so hard, and everybody put in their best. This
is going to be transformational, and it's all glory and great.
And nobody's saying, look, this is a problem. And
this is a disaster.
This is a disaster. So
half of it is breaking, and
so,
we fucked it, and it's not on time.
Yeah, and I was talking about this with Brian yesterday, because one of the parts of the duo culture was what is called the kinder than necessary. And the motto, when they were talking about kinder than necessary, they said, if you have spinach in your teeth, I'm supposed to tell you that. And that was kinder than necessary. But it turned into the place where, well, Brian,
that's actually, isn't it unkind? How is it the kinder than necessary?
So this is,
if you have green spinach stuck in your teeth, you just say it. What is it about being kind? What is it like?
So this is
I don't get it.
So this is
that's the Israeli in me.
So this is the core thing.
Is it about candor?
So I'll give you an example that Marty, who used to be on my board, used to say. He says, if I say this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard, it's okay. If I say you are the dumbest person I've ever met, that's not okay. This is the difference between understanding that people are challenging your ideas and your work versus challenging your person.
Okay. But let's take, you already went that
I went
far.
Yes,
go back.
But when I was talking about when I talk about this with Brian was saying, hey, you can go tell people the difference between this, the worst UX I've seen, to this UX still needs a lot of work to be done until you can release it.
So what's kinder than necessary?
And he says that the latter one is kind and the previous one is unkind. And I said to him, you'll be surprised how many times, even when I say this needs a lot of work, or we're missing a lot of data, or clearly we need to think of how this scales to the customer needs, I get pushback. You've heard this live when I was talking to some of the UX people, that even when I give any level of pushback other than this is the best ever, everybody says, you're being unprofessional, you're being unkind, you're not listening through, you're not giving positive feedback. There's a lot of these things. And I said, no, the fact is that this, whatever the product that you just gave me, I can't use. Now you can specify tons of verbiage around it, but eventually the underlying core truth is this is unusable. So now that we agree that it's unusable, we can take the long path of spinning around our tails and trying to find the right way to say this, rather than say, back to the drawing board. Now, this is the thing of the unkind truth. Sometimes when you say, hey, let's go back to the drawing board, immediately
morale goes down.
You
beat the team.
You beat the team. You're not really nice. Like we were dealing with a lot of times in the cultural differences. And I said, look, I understand. Here's the timeline. I'm choosing team A versus team B. And people say, well, you're showing favoritism. I said, no, I need to deliver something in 6 weeks. One team has done something. The other team had meetings. Thank you very much. I'm choosing the team that has done something versus the team that had meetings. So it looks sometimes problematic. It could cause morale problems, but the fact is you deliver more. And it forces other people to deliver more. And the kind lie, and this is an important thing, we need to understand that kind lies are an important fabric of society. And this is the difference between work. People mistake work to home life.
Yeah. I'll take a step back if
Okay.
possible, and I'll put a cultural thing. There are societies in which candor seems like the opposite of kindness. Mm-hmm. Basically, being kind is providing white lies, or like covering the truth, because the truth is, in a way, seems unkind. People cannot handle the reality, and so. And I agree, in personal life, it is true. But even that, you can argue, it depends, and it depends on your expectation from the relationship. I gained some weight. Do I want people to tell me, hey, you are a little bit chubby. What's going on? Everything's fine. I don't know if I prefer people. I mean, most people prefer people telling them, you look amazing. Maybe you're not, but that's what in a functioning society, in friendships, and that's what people do. They give the kind lies. They don't tell you, you look like you gained 5 pounds. Unless you want this, and very, very, very few people want the truth in the face in the personal lives. Now, when it comes to work, I think, and here I am coming as an Israeli, I think Candor is actually kind. The reason is that every lie, every masking, everything makes us spend time, effort, resources in the wrong place. At the end of the day, if you ask me why corporate America now uses the excuse of AI to go and fire 20, 40% of the organization, they're doing the kind lie that AI is that, no.
You suck.
Those are people that were not functioning, and now there is a very kind excuse to say, and you see that stock exchange market is rooting for that. They are like, yay, everyone that does it, like the stock, because everybody knows that the outcomes are exactly what Elon Musk is saying. You get rid of those kind lies of those people are helpful for the organization. You go to the core, you cut to the people that actually brings outcome, and your company will go up, up, up. Candor is important. And I think people need to decouple personal life and the fact that we have white lies and being kind to each other, blah, 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 versus we need to get shit done in the workplace. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your emotion. I'm sorry, but this whole age of that we've seen in the past of like how people feel and the emotions, and we need to treat everyone. Hell, I'm so glad this is gone, because we are not for profit. We're for profit. We're not NGO, there for fun and gigs. We're there to get shit done. And you get shit done when you actually tell people in the face, not in an unkind way. You can always say it in a nice way, but say the truth. Tell a person, listen, the work that you just wrote, the one pager you just designed is not good enough, and let's go back and fix it. If you're not telling people that and you're launching, or even worse, everybody is kind of hiding and like, let's be truth. We launched a product and the customers don't want it. That is the reality. If you're hiding it, you're hurting your bottom line, and the whole team is going to go home at a certain point. Yep. If not today, tomorrow. This is today's reality. AI is just accelerating this in, that it's not going to, nobody will be able to hide with kind lies. It's gone. It's like the harsh Israeli truth is like coming. And I think that's why we actually love it. We thrive because... Yes. To be honest, we don't understand kindness. Like, kindness is not a huge value in our society. People are kind on a kind of a personal level, but people are in this mindset of get shit done regardless of what is the cost. And probably it's because of where we are as a country. That's the reality. But being kind doesn't help you. It doesn't help you survive in the jungle, So if you think evolutionary, I don't know where kindness comes to us. It's maybe nice for, you and your children and stuff and your family and cuddling. That's helpful, evolutionary. But to survive in the jungle, kindness doesn't work.
I disagree. I think kindness is an important thing on the personal life, because you need to understand a balance between kindness and unkind truth. And I'll talk to you about the value of this. So, for example, Ron got upset at me at some point of why I keep yelling at Omri about his hockey skills. And then I told Ron the unkind truth of, look, you kind of suck at this. I come to see you. I love you. You're my son. You give a lot of effort and I love you. But let's put it this way. This is not your game. There's a whole bunch of moving parts, not you. And
I told you at the time.
look,
we should have pushed him to swimming instead.
we could have pushed him to whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
For 11 years, he had fun. 1 year was a problem. But the fact is that you need to give the unkind truth when there's a potential for something to get better. You tell the kind lie,
and people feel good and don't
when it doesn't matter.
change.
When it doesn't matter. I'll tell you something. Producer Dave, I need you here for a second. Here's the point of reality. We're all here getting close to our 50s or could be above our 50s.
Yeah, I'm kind of way above that. Still in my 50s though.
We are not gonna look better than we did when we were 20.
Today is the youngest you would ever be.
Exactly. We are not gonna
I
get
will
younger.
keep on saying it because that is the unkind truth.
It is.
You're never going to be younger than today.
We're not gonna be fitter. We're not gonna be smarter. We're not. We got to basically
Smarter, maybe. I don't know.
Neurons are dying every second. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
So we are becoming dumber, slower, fatter, and that is reality. Now, it doesn't help anybody that I'm stating this. We have a lot of kind conversations around things that do for small improvements to make ourselves better and feel better, because there's nothing I can do to change this. When something is inevitable, there's no reason to fight it and no reason to do the unkind truth. The unkind truth is relevant only when there's an upward trajectory. So,
well, isn't it more, at least a little closer to the truth when someone says to you, you know, you're 53 years old. You look great for 53, because the 453 part.
Helps.
That's more of the truth. You're not saying, wow, you look like a young Brad Pitt. It's like, well, no, I don't. Come on.
But it makes us feel happy that you hear that.
For sure.
That you look like a young Brad Pitt. and this is the
Denial is not just a river in Egypt. Yes.
So the fact is that it is when things are inevitable, when the line is going down regardless, when there's no outcome to be had, the kind lie helps deal with society. Robin Heinlein said that politics and smoothing and flattery and all these things is the lubricant that helps not grind the gears of society to a halt. We need those things for society to function, because you can only excel and focus on 10% of your function. And there's where you need the unkind lies. I need to hear if I am a hockey player, that I didn't do the play right. I need to hear, I think Brandon Carlo was saying that Bruce Cassidy used to yell at him even before he got to the bench. and by the way, speaking of this, the Golden Knights got torts, which is a bigger hassle than Cassidy.
Didi, you had 8 minutes of sports in the beginning.
I know, I'm just giving you the example of the fact if you want to excel, you need to know that you're not going to get cuddled. You need to be kicked in the nuts continuously if you want to improve. But if you're not going to be a professional athlete, it's okay to tell somebody, good, you put in the effort, you tried hard.
I mean, when I go out jogging and I finish my 5K, regardless, I feel great and it's fine and it's good enough. Again, there are areas in life that I don't care about improving. I do me, exactly. and that's fine.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because this is maybe what you're saying, and it's just finally sinking into my aging brain. But but it's like, say you have someone whose job it is to write up a progress report every day, and they're pretty much terrible at it. Like you try to give them feedback, they struggle, and you don't give them any feedback for a while, still submitting terrible and finally one progress report comes out, and it's not bad. It's not bad. And you go over to the person and you say, you know what? You did a really nice job on this. And the person lights up. Right?
Yep.
So you didn't make them any better at doing the progress reports, or maybe you did, because that was what they needed to hear at that moment. Is that kind of part and parcel what you're saying?
I mean, I think that this thing only focuses on the negatives. It's extremely important that we praise when people deserve the praise, and it needs to be specific and meaningful. And that I think people don't do.
Well, yeah, in my example,
enough.
it was only a lie in the sense that the manager chose to give the feedback. He really cherry picked the moment when he did something right.
But actually, on that, when the person has done terrible job over time, but once he's like stepping up and does it right, why not? If anything, that's actually the thing to, maybe that will help improve, because, hey, nobody noticed so far that I'm sucking at that. But the one time I put an effort, somebody noticed. So let's keep on doing the right thing and do it well. I think people, like, it might be a different conversation, but we are not also very good. And I take responsibility for that, for like giving feedback that is not generic and putting it on the spot. Like, we all managers, we get those yearly, I hate the yearly report thing from HR. I mean, I don't hate it. It's important and maybe necessary, but I don't think it has the impact, because everybody knows it. Like, you need to come and say a few good things and a few bad things, and at the end of the day, there is no much of an impact on the individual to change the way people behave. If anything, the only way of like getting things is when you do it in a timely manner, in a specific manner, and telling somebody what you just did was extraordinary because 1, 2, 3. And that is, I think, feedback that is done at the moment is the best thing. Both the kind of like positive and negative. And that's the only place. Like, if we're kind of like dragging ourselves and not doing it on time, this is like, it's bygone. No chance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that the thing that producer Dave is talking about is that there is value in giving good, positive feedback in point in time. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But if that person would say, how overall is my performance? Now
then you're stuck.
Then you need to decide whether you're going to tell them the truth or not.
Right.
And the question you should ask yourself more is, if somebody's job is to write progress reports and he sucks at it continuously, why is he still here?
Yeah, no question.
And that's the thing that is regards to the kind lies. And by the way, one of the things that Lital was talking about when we talk about AI firing, one of the things that people don't talk about is that we tell a kind lie to the world to avoid our own problems, because a lot of times we did overhiring during COVID. A lot of companies did a lot of overhiring over COVID. They're using AI to part ways. It's not because somebody's bad at their job. It could be the fact that the company's bad at their job of they hired somebody that's supposed to do job X. Job X is no longer needed.
Yeah, they thought
not because
they're
of
going to
AI.
have all those projects
Not
during
because
COVID.
of AI, not because of anything. It's just no longer needed, or the business is not growing the way that you're supposed to. There's equations to say how many R&D you're going to do to a business that goes to a certain number. It could be, and this is example of kind lies and unkind truths, is like, we need to talk to ourselves as a company a lot of times, do we have a right to play in the space? I give the example of people are building marketing careers, and I said, marketing campaigns, and I said, you are aware of the fact that you're doing what is called the Pizza Hut campaign. The Pizza Hut campaign, for people that don't know, Pizza Hut came out with all these commercials when they were still a restaurant-based place for pizzas and got everybody hungry. And you know what people did?
Call Domino's.
Order Domino's. This is the most important thing you need to learn about marketing, is you need to understand who's your buyer, what are you triggering. So, for example, I work for a company that sells networking stuff. I can't go off and say, hey, go buy blah, compute, go buy endpoints, go buy desktops. If my messaging drives people towards a desktop solution, it's not helping me. We need to build something that sells to our customers. Sometimes they're not the most fun, but they give us a lot of money, and therefore they're the most important thing in our lives. And this is the kind and unkind truth. Sometimes we say, hey, we really want to work with all these cool companies. And I say to people, but they don't want to work with you.
I think a lot of companies needs to think about the DNA. Like, do they want to be the kind, as you said, kinder than kindness?
Kinder than necessary.
Kinder than necessary. Or do they want to be truth-seeking? I think academia, for example, in the way they coddle kids these days versus, what it used to be, it's definitely that. I'm kind of like, since Ron considered going to Technion in Israel, their reputation is that the first year is a grind. And they don't mind 30% of the students dropping after year one, because that's the truth. If you cannot handle year one, you're not academically robust enough for what they see as a graduate of Technion, and you need to be out. The same thing with elite units, pilots in Israel, for example. You go to the Air Force, Israeli Air Force, they screen you every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Actually, software course as well, right?
Yep.
You had those checks.
You kick out people every week.
You have
at the end of the week.
all the time, and you kick out in a brutal way, very brutal, like Survivor kind of like, bye-bye, you bygone, you're gone, out. All elite units in Israel do it, or the Air Force do it. Basically, the whole idea is that you get rid of people again and again. I mean, it's nothing personal. You're not a good fit. You haven't, continuously improved, and you need to show that you can handle this hard testing again and again and again. And Israeli academia mostly still have it, and the military has it. And that is the way excellence is born. There's no other way.
But
there
on
is
the other hand, it makes us that.
Yeah, that's why we're all born through that, and we see the benefits of it versus, the grading system becomes easier because we don't want the kids to be offended. We don't want 50% failure. It will look so bad. We accepted those kids, and now they don't know math. I heard that Harvard is now doing, algebra prep.
They're teaching them how to read.
Yeah, they're teaching them to do basic 8th grade algebra because kids get in. So there is you cannot fail. And, that's the lie. You got in, and we will get you to the end line no matter what it takes. And that doesn't create excellence. That's just create shitty, bad academia. So organizations that want excellence need to figure out the way. For some people, it's not culturally right, and I get it. But my point is, when they always say culture eats everything for breakfast, strategy for breakfast. That's the reality. Culture that strives to get better and go kill it actually does.
Excel. Culture that strives to excel.
And excel has to be that you're facing, tough stuff and you're candid about it.
Yes. And how I learned about that?
How?
On TV. Producer Dave.
Yes, sir.
Which show starts with, you have to pay here with sweat?
I'm thinking of the movie Fame. But
Fame.
Is that it?
It is Fame.
Hey, check out the Brain on Dave. All right.
I don't think Juilliard is still that way.
I don't know if it is, but that is the point. If you want to
is it Juilliard on the...
I don't remember which one it is, but if you want to become one out of 1,000, you need to understand that you pay here with pain and suffering. When Lital's talking about American Israeli pilots, they start recruiting at 1,000 and end with 15.
Yeah.
There's no nice way to end that way.
It remembers everything. You learn something once, and it's yours for life. But first, you have to become a dancer. Now, you may be hot stuff up in Harlem, or you may have the best tutu collection in the country. Doesn't matter. I don't have time for prima donnas.
The great Debbie
You want to
Allen.
become a dancer?
Yes.
You're going to have to work your little tights off.
I ain't wearing no tights.
Where you start paying
This
in
is it.
sweat. Well, fame costs.
Sorry,
And
last time.
Well, fame costs. And right here is where you start paying in sweat. I want to see sweat.
Yes.
I want to see you sweat.
And that
100%.
And that is reality. And this is the unkind truth of, look, like when they used to do this in med school, and they stopped doing this because now they're kind of necessary. But the dean of students in med school in the first year that I was here said, look to your left and look to your right. Every person here was the best in their class. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
And in 3 weeks, you'll have a stack rank of who's the smartest and who's the dumbest. And
Not everybody's going to be number one, right?
And not everybody's going to be number one. And that is reality. In a lot of places where you are in a place of excellence, you look to your left, you look to your right. Everybody that got here was the best in but still only 2 will remain.
I have living proof of that because my son went to the Commonwealth College at UMass and was in a great pre-med program and got all A's and really struggled to get into any med school. And, however, good news, he just got into Temple Med School. He's going on his way to
Congrats. So that's
young
excellent.
Griffin, yes. I don't know. I'll let you know if the dean gives that little speech to him.
I doubt that they will.
But I really wonder, and that's something that we can end with it. Other organizations that had this approach of kind of the necessary that became very successful, because maybe we're wrong, and maybe there are examples of very kind organization other than Mama Teresa's, I don't know.
So I think sometimes what happens with organizations is sometimes in a point in time, talent wins everything. And what do I mean by that? Bill Belichick thought that being an asshole, a complete dick and an asshole, is the reason that the Patriots won. No, they didn't. They won because of that guy they picked in the 199.
Were they kind of the necessary?
They were complete assholes. But they didn't win because they were complete assholes, because the fact is that he went to work for Bruce Arians, whose motto is, we win, we lose, we booze.
Is that right? That's great.
Yes.
Still, it doesn't answer my question.
It does. It does. It means that talent wins everything. And if you can build something that if you create like a cornerstone for talent, you'll succeed. And it doesn't matter. If you have enough talent, you'll succeed.
But nobody has enough talent, so that's the point of why it can never succeed.
This fixes a problem when your organization is post its core success. Because Duo was this, and they were very successful, but I think some of this related to the fact that they had that and they had amazing people that knew customers and what customers did. They had some of the best security people. They had a whole bunch of stuff other than that. I think sometimes what happens is people have, there are organizations that succeed with the kindness part, but I think they over-rotate on the value of the kinder part towards their ability to acquire talent. And a lot of times is that you have a CEO who's very gifted and the company inherits the culture of the CEO.
Are you saying maybe it attracts a specific talent, the fact that they have this value?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's very important. There are people that react really, really well for this. I think it does give you an immediate spike. I don't know if it's a lasting plan.
Okay.
And I think there are a whole bunch of cultures, especially in the Far East, where you're supposed to lie to your boss rather than to make him upset.
Well, that's actually the way every Eastern
before you go racist.
That's part of it. But they're there for life also.
Yeah.
Like
so
the big Japanese conglomerates and all that.
There is cultures that
they work differently.
They work differently, and I don't judge. I think that one of the things that I know is that if you need to fix something, if you come in and something requires fixing, it won't be fixed by canned lies. That's what I think this message is. That if something is awesome, don't touch it. If something needs fixing and we agree that something is not at its best, kindness is not the way.
Got it. Okay.
That's the way I view this.
We've written the topic.
Cool. Awesome.
I hope everybody enjoyed that. We'll be back next week. The Didi and Lital show is available on all your podcast platforms. Please rate and review us. Give us 5 stars on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so more people see us. That's how the algorithm works, and we are slaves to the algorithm.
Yes.
We will see you next week.
See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Bye
Bye.
bye.